Hey, good afternoon, folks. It is 13th of March. Welcome to Luigi Coppola's ekphrastic writing challenge progress video things. I think this is the third or fourth for this month, so just a reminder about the image, which was a really interesting, varied life drawing class, sort of surreal. And then I wrote a sonnet, a still life sonnet. Who'd have thought it? And then a haiku series. So let's begin by going through the sonnet again and see if I want to adapt anything. So this is the current version. Still life sonnet. I'm hooked and hanging up amongst it all. The eyes, hands, breaths, the paint on canvases. Watch me while I watch out from empty balls, scooped out by time, filled with dust while I'm cast, the villain, in an unflattering light, too bright for these old bones. I know what's what. A smudge around the crack, a string out of sight, and every knuckle glued together, caught on sleeves that don't exist. This can't have happened yesterday, or what seemed it. My flesh warm against cold wind, and my words strangled like squeezed tubes, eking out laboured art forms. Now, here, all eyes open, all hands clench, breaths are held, and the paint on canvas is like a caress. I don't know, I found that a bit more moving than I remember. I remember dismissing it, but I still don't think it's amazing. But there's something about it that I quite like now. Maybe I've got a bit of a voice for it. I hate the visual scooped out by time, filled with dust while I'm cast. And then like a long line because it's almost monosyllabic. And then the villain in an unflattering light. Oh my god, that's so ugly. But should that be my concern? I don't know. The aesthetics of sonnet layout. A sonnet is supposed to be a square, as a chunk, and now it's sort of been carved in because of the adherence to the stresses. But anyway, I think that's probably my own hang up. Then it's not the poem's fault, is it? No bad pets, only bad owners. Right. So there was nothing to change on that. So maybe I probably should leave that for a while. Maybe come back to it at the end. But it's in and of itself a piece. Okay, so back to the haiku sequence. Eyes, hands, breaths, paint, canvas. Maybe be a bit bolder with the title. Why not? 1. The eyes open, waiting to see and be seen by anyone. 2. Grasping at the light, hands play with paint and touch my curves from afar. 3. Taken, held, lost, pushed, swallowed, inhaled, exhaled, in, out, in, out. 4. I had a toy car once, where the lead paint peeled and sharp flakes cut. I think that needs to be fragments, like the flakes. I had a toy car once, the lead paint peeled, sharp flakes cut. Okay. 5. A blank corner waits for the artist's signature. Time will tell. Let's get rid of all the punctuation. Oh no. Dashes and capitals. I don't know why I feel that, but I want it to stand out more, I suppose. Oh, why is that? Why is that? Oh, what the? Why has it done that? Well, how? M dash? No, dash. No. Long dash? Come on, word online. What don't you want me to do? How did I do that? Oh, that's so annoying. Okay. Swallowed. This is ridiculous. Exhaled. In. In. Out. Out. Oh, you done it again. I wasn't even watching. How did it do that then? Answers on the postcard. Oh, this is thrilling video here. Watching me play around with these bloody hyphens. Oh, stuff it. Let's add it. No! I don't want that. Done it again. Why does it do that? No, I definitely don't want that. Okay, done. Goodness. Uh, time water. Dash there. Okay. Okay. I think that's visually more interesting anyway, the dynamics of that. Okay, uh, so no edits for the sonnet, more of a formatting and layout edits for the haiku sequence. All right. Can we squeeze out like the last paint in a tube? Another poem. Is it possible? I don't know. Uh, something about someone. Oh no. Well, maybe. I don't know. I think I need another copy of that while I do a new one. All right, let's. I've got. I think I've got something. Something about a grandfather. Don't know why grandfather, but okay. So, what? Something about grandfather died and left his bones to the art class. Um, he always fancied himself a model, rotund and bearded, a bear, uh, hulking bear of a man that uh, shedding paint brushes, that only shedding paint brushes could do, yeah, it should be, could do justice to. But he never, got round to it. When the tests came too late and time was squeezed out like so little paint from a tube, he scrawled on a napkin a will, the house to David, the farm to Angela, the gold watch that went with him always, to me, and his body. That's the end. Shriveled to roadkill. I don't know what that means. To local art class we had never attended. So science, bar his bones, which were sent to the local art class he had never attended. They hung him out to dry, and every student eyed up his bleached bleached where? Oh, eyed up his bleached wares. Some painted him as he was, more gaps than anything. Others, how he was. Lover, fighter, martyr. Others, the way he, the way they wanted him to be. Alive, alive, alive. The way they wanted him to be. I like that end, but I don't feel like the poem is justifies it just yet. So I think maybe that needs to be uh, something extra there. So and maybe change to that person itself. Change end friend, make the uh, child instead. 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 What the hell? Oh, look at this ridiculousness. Okay. Okay, but there's something I quite like about that. So let's call that the first draft. I don't need that anymore. Let's have a go at doing a second draft. And we'll take it from there. Okay, so uh me for my first lesson ever there. What was the point before? I painted him the way I wanted him to be. Alive, alive, alive. It's quite nice. So I want stuff, basically, to fill up the poem. Although maybe just that, even just that change might be enough to justify it. I don't know yet. He always fancied himself a model, rotund and bearded, a hulking bear of a man that only shedding, though he always fancied him a model, though I only saw a rotund and bearded, hulking bear of a man that only shedding paintbrushes could do justice to. But he never got round to it. When the tests came too late, and time was squeezed out like so little paint from a tube, he scrawled on a napkin a will. The house to David, the farm to Angela, the gold watch that went with him almost everywhere to me, and his body at the end shriveled to roadkill, to science bar his bones, to science bar his bones, which were sent to the local art class he had never attended. They hung him out to dry. No, hung him out to dry And for weeks, every class and every student eyed up his bleached wares. They were fascinated by the cracks, the curves, the cerebellum. Is that the brain? That's no, that doesn't work, does it? The cracks, the curves, the calcium deposits, deposits that weighed heavy on the grilled in chain. Some painted him as he was, as he, as he, what? Some painted him as he was now, more gaps than anything. Others, how he was, how they imagined him a lover, a fighter, a martyr. One old lady put him in her painted bed, but I don't want to. Charcoal smeared bed, and I had to look away when drooling. What? Her drooling seeped into the canvas. And I had to look away. Me, for my first lesson ever there, Jesus. What was the point before? What was the point? What was the point in going, in attending? What was the point in attending before? I painted him the way I wanted him to be. Alive, alive, alive. Okay, that's cool. I've eked out 3 poems from this. Uh, okay. It's certainly built up more, which is good. So let's have another read and then I'll call it quits because my hands are freezing. Grandfather died and left his bones to the art class. He always fancied himself a model, though I only saw a rotund and bearded, hulking bear, a man that I just saw that only shedding paintbrushes could do justice to. But he never got round to it. When the tests came in too late and time was squeezed out like so little paint from a tube, he scrawled on a napkin a will the house to David, the farm to Angela, the gold watch that went with him almost everywhere to me, and his body at the end shriveled to roadkill to science by his bones, which were sent to the local art class he had never attended. He left his bones to art. Grandfather left his bones to art. They hung him out to dry, and for weeks every class and every student eyed up his bleached wares. They were fascinated by the cracks, the curves, the calcium deposits that weighed heavy on the drilled-in chain. He became a celebrity, a fixed feature in the community. The local paper ran follow-up about it longer than the obituary. That the local paper ran a follow-up front page about it longer than the obituary. Long forgotten in the back on page 43. Let's make it specific. And all young, old, new to art and experts in the field, experts in new to art, those new to art, and professionals came to bask in his blinding sway. Some painted him as he was now, more gaps than anything. The missing teeth and the chipped knee. Details lovingly laboured on. Others, how they imagined him. A lover, fighter, a martyr. One old lady put him in her charcoal-smeared bed, and I had to look away when her drooling seeped into the canvas. Me? For my first lesson ever there, what was the point in attending before? I painted him the way I wanted him to be. alive. Did him the way I wanted him. No, the way I wanted him to be. Alive, alive, alive. Okay. Grandfather left his bones to art. Eyes, hands, breaths, paint, canvas. Still life sonnet. Okay. I think next time I'm going to leave the still life sonnet and the haiku, just ignore them and just work on this. And then hopefully in a few days or a week's time, I'll come back to all of them. So just work on this, and then that way the other ones will stay in my subconscious for a bit. Okay, longer than I thought it was going to be, but that's not a bad thing. All right, folks, thanks very much, and maybe see you next time. The dog barks.